Nice to have you here on my LinkedIn Spotlight talk. Let's start to introduce you. You are an SEO expert and you build websites for business owners, right?
Yes.
Can you introduce yourself a little? What do you do?
Yep. Hi, I'm Julian Price from Webspree Digital, and we're a digital marketing agency, but most of our focus is organic lead generation.
Mhm.
When it comes to being found, I like businesses to search for the solution they offer to see how they show up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Awesome. Yeah, you were talking the other day about how important it is when people search themselves or their business, how important it is to get relevant results. And I think the big part of those results is also LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to talk to you here about LinkedIn from SEO perspective and from the perspective when you lead people to your website from your LinkedIn content. I think it's gonna be incredibly helpful to a lot of business owners. So my first question is, from your perspective as an SEO expert, how important is LinkedIn in a company's overall digital visibility, online visibility?
Well, the thing is, when you think about the businesses that you want to interact with, okay, the businesses that you want to either gain as a referral partner, or secondly, businesses that you want to sell to. Because, one of the things that a lot of businesses shy away from is being honest in the fact that they actually want to sell their services. It's the only way a business can grow. So I've always thought of LinkedIn as a corporate Facebook.
Yes.
And when you think about certain decision makers, one of the things they do is have a very informative and clear LinkedIn profile.
Yes.
Right? Because again, for your plumbers, for your tradies, yes, a lot of their audience are on Facebook. Okay. But then when you think about some of the B2B or bigger businesses that they want to deal with, then that's where LinkedIn is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to your LinkedIn, give people choices. The more profiles you have, the better it is to convert the person that's looking.
Yeah, exactly. Also connecting profiles like personal profiles to company profiles and interact together.
Yeah, because people, and that's where, what you do is so important, because sometimes people mix their personal and business and try and get that one profile to do all the work for them. But as with a website, I say to people, your website has to be your receptionist and your salesperson, and when you think about your LinkedIn profiles, yes, when somebody goes to your personal profile, there's certain things that they expect to see. Okay? But then when it's down to decision making, then they want to see what your business mindset is like. So that's when they look at your business profile.
Yes, exactly. So how do you how do you connect that from that SEO perspective? How do you connect
The LinkedIn profile?
LinkedIn profile? Yes,
It's
how to
very, okay.
improve it?
Well, it's more so, it's important to have your LinkedIn profile on your website. Okay, and so you have two-way traffic. People who find your LinkedIn profile can go straight to your website, and the other way around as well. People go to your website and they can see the social profiles that you have, and all your business profiles should be linked to your website. Okay, because it also helps with the ranking of those profiles. Because if you link it from your website to your LinkedIn profile, what happens is it actually helps with your ranking. Okay, because Google see that a lot of people are coming to your profile, so therefore they'll make it easy for them to find it.
Yes. Yeah, and from that website building perspective, what should they, when they come from LinkedIn uh, to your website, what should they see?
A lot of businesses, we usually say that if you're going from the LinkedIn profile to the website,
Mhm.
then that's usually an extension of about the business.
Yes.
Okay, so think about the page that you're going to link to your LinkedIn profile, and the same way the other way around. You know, when you're placing a link on your website, make sure that it's the business profile, because that's what people are looking at.
Yes. Do you also think about like call to actions on the website? What should people like? What do people want? What do you want people to do on the website?
It's a lot about what you want your customer's journey.
Yeah.
So if they go from, if you want them to be able to book a call with you,
Mhm.
make sure that's in both places, you know, from your LinkedIn directly, because they may have seen enough. And then you don't want to send them away from the LinkedIn profile to the website where they have to start doing their evaluation again. So call to actions are important, but think about the action that you want them to take.
Yes.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
after or like before they actually contact you.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's all about that, making that contact. So
Yeah.
if you think your prospect is going to get a better experience if they speak to you,
Mhm.
then have the call to action, a call button where they can call directly. Yeah, and then when it goes to the website page, you can also link it to the contact us page.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So can optimizing your LinkedIn profile actually help improve your presence in Google search as well?
Yes, the
Yes.
easier, the more information you find that you have available to customers on your LinkedIn profile, the easier it's going to be to, one, convince them sooner rather than later that you're the right fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you also use keywords research for your LinkedIn profile?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and again, that's where a lot of us, when we start in business, we hear, oh yeah, we should have a LinkedIn profile, but nobody's thinking about, you know, LinkedIn profiles and keywords and call to actions, and you know, more about how you can help people.
Mm-hmm.
They usually think, oh no, that's stuff that goes on the website.
Yes.
But if it's something that can be found online, then I think one of the things that does disappoint me with certain LinkedIn profiles I've seen before is you'll see a lot about the business owner, about the business, but it's impossible to get hold of them. There's no easy way to communicate directly with that person or that person's business on their profile.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They probably have a problem on LinkedIn. A lot of business owners have this problem on LinkedIn that um, they don't want to receive like cold messages. They are annoyed about that. Mm, yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, it should be like two-way thing. You,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you want to help people, and yeah, you need to be reachable.
Well, yeah, and even if they don't have their personal number there, they have their, at least have the business number.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so and and again, if you think about Google, when somebody goes to a LinkedIn profile, okay, and they're looking for, you know, how to contact the business, people don't blame the business. What they do is they blame LinkedIn.
Yes.
So if you support LinkedIn and make it easier, then LinkedIn's going to support you. And that's where you find all of a sudden you're being suggested to other business owners
Mm-hmm.
for the services that you offer. And that's because you've made it clear what you do,
Mm-hmm.
you've made it easy to contact you, and you've given them choices.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, so that's where, again, that's where what you do is so important. It's getting people to think away from, I've got a picture
Mhm.
and I've said I do this as a job.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And also like more thing about like how to help people actually, how to help them, not like just brag about what you do,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, but actually like how to help them. Also this keyword search. It's I think it's important to find keywords people are actually looking on Google as well.
Search terms need to be
Search term.
included. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, because that's the problems. That's actually the problems they have. So you can put it also on your LinkedIn profile, and it's gonna
yeah, yeah.
this.
No, I agree. It has to be there. But then also they need to make sure that they're speaking to someone um, before they just go onto a LinkedIn profile and
Mhm,
say, for example, I'm a I'm a solicitor and I'm a good solicitor, because being a solicitor has been something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Having been a solicitor, and so, because Google's not silly, okay,
mhm,
LinkedIn's not silly. They can see that what they're doing is what they call keyword stuffing.
mhm,
Okay, so they're focusing their content on the keywords more than it making sense
mhm.
on the solution that they offer. And you know,
Yeah.
think about it yourself. When you're searching, you search for the problem that you have.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just. It has to make sense actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I also wanted to pick your brain about AI search and the future of AI search. Now it's the AI is on the rise. I would say on the peak right now with ChatGPT and everything. How do you see SEO evolving in this space?
When it comes to AI, it's the same as many years ago when a computer came out and everyone said, oh, a computer's an amazing thing. And people started saying that AI is fantastic. But what we have to remember is that if you teach AI that 1 and 1 equals 3, then
Mhm,
it is going to believe that 1 and 1 equals 3. Okay. What I have found is that yes, AI is an excellent tool if used correctly and if you understand how to use it. And it's all about the same as Google, asking the right questions.
yes.
Um, I've found that more people now are going back to saying to me, can we have an online meeting, or can we meet face to face?
Mhm,
Because they're starting to distrust what they're seeing. And when it comes to SEO, again, it's all about search engine optimization. So, yes, AI can build a website, it can write content, but even Google now look deeply into the content to
mhm,
see that if Simona has written this content or if you've used ChatGPT.
mhm. Yeah,
Because, yeah, because if you're really going to help people, it has to come from the heart.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
so
Yeah,
it's just probably easier to find businesses,
yeah,
but it still has to make sense, like it still has to be like unique.
yeah, yeah. It has to. And I mean, I've seen people that will, get ideas using AI for their content and making sure that, yes, the keywords are inserted correctly.
Mhm,
Um, and then what they do is go through it themselves and make sure that it sounds like them.
mhm.
Okay. Because again, you don't want a situation where someone starts to read something and they stop because they don't trust what they're reading.
Yes,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's a great tool and it can help, and it's getting really, really clever.
yeah.
But we've got to remember that we need to have some of our input as well.
Yes.
Okay, to complete
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
puzzle.
You're right. And did you try to AI it yourself, like AI searched yourself?
No, I haven't actually. I mean, I have done the old go to Google and put my name in, and it's amazing how many
Okay.
different me's there are.
Yeah. So do you think is it gonna be like future, or people are more Google search than AI search?
I think a combination of the two
Hmm.
is, because what we've got to do if we want to be found, then we have to adapt
Hmm.
to the facilities that are out there. So we have to make sure that we tick all the boxes so that any search engine can find us. And if it's using AI, then we have to look at, okay, what is it that the AI is looking for? And again, is it based on like a bot reading content,
Hmm.
and make sure that the information's available.
Okay. And what is it then? Like how can I improve my search in AI?
So step
So it's
one,
already like yeah, yes, sorry. Yeah.
no, so well, step one, it always goes back to what I say at every meeting I go to is
Hmm.
search for yourself to see what's missing.
Yeah.
Because if something, sometimes I've had people that have searched and they think they've seen profiles they didn't even know existed for years.
Hmm.
So the way to clean it up is if you search and you think, hold on, my LinkedIn profile is not coming up, then you know that you have to address something with regards to what you searched and make sure that you include that somewhere with regards to your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, search first, because if you go to a lot of places and ask for an audit, a lot of audits will cover everything that the business itself sells.
Yeah. They can
So
do it.
yeah,
Can do
so
it themselves.
yeah, you take your car to a mechanic and say, look, I'm not sure if my car's okay. They'll find something wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
very rarely will they say, no, you're fine, it's okay. But if you search for yourself,
Mm.
then your eyes can't lie. It's what you have seen or not seen
Hmm.
which needs to be fixed.
Yeah, and also important put yourself in the shoes of your customer.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's,
See who
if
they are.
you don't know, it's going to be a big problem because you can't fix it.
Yes.
And also, again, like you were saying before with the LinkedIn, how important it is that think of the questions that you ask before you do business with someone and see if you answer those questions on your profile.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Hmm. So it's basically like AI searching. It's basically the same as Google searching.
Yeah.
And if you want to improve that, just AI search yourself, and you'll see what to improve.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it the other way as well, is that any search facility, okay, is going to search online.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so again, and that's why SEO starts for search engine. AI is another search engine.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
yeah, anything that is online is what it's looking for. It's what it's scanning, and the fact that yes, it will do it a lot quicker. Okay, is the fact that it will just grab anything that relates to what you've actually asked it to search for.
Yes. Yes. Okay, I'll move into some practical tips. What would you recommend I can do right now to improve my search?
To improve your search
Yes.
and to improve how you show up on your
Yes.
search,
Yes.
um, make a list of the questions,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that you would ask another business, or what you would want to know about that business for you to trust them,
Mm-hmm.
and then see if you tick those boxes.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, step one is always go
Like
to.
my competition, right? What I would
Well,
ask my competition, or
that's the same as if you search for LinkedIn profile specialist
mm-hmm.
or anything that you think that people would use as a search term to find you, and then see who else shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got someone who shows up really well above you, then have a look at their profile and have a look at what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, because yeah, that is so important. In yeah, find what's wrong, then you know what to fix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? And yeah, and speak to a specialist. You know, it's there's lots of confusing tips and tricks online.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that it's in line with you and the message that you want to give out. Okay, and yeah, the more information you provide, the fewer leads you're going to have, but the better conversations.
Yeah. Of course.
You know, and this is where you find people sometimes you'll say, oh, I'm getting all these phone calls and people are just wasting my time.
Mm.
Think about why they called you and the answers they could have had online before they called you.
Yeah. Exactly. So it can actually save your time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to think about it.
Let people know what you do, but
Logic.
also give them an idea what you don't do.
Yeah. Exactly. Alrighty. Do you have something to add?
I think one of the most important thing to add is think about what you do and how you separate yourselves from everybody else that does what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, that point of difference. Okay, and eliminate, as I said, eliminate confusion. Okay, because yeah, it's with all the jobs that we do, web developer, you know, it's like, oh, website, digital marketing, oh, you're a website person.
Yeah.
You know, LinkedIn, oh, you're just one of those LinkedIn people, but no, you're more than that.
Yes.
Okay, and that's where you have to save the confusion, and that's why sometimes you have to say exactly what you will do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the result of doing that, what it's going to mean to the business owner.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and also like make it clear, like what do you do, and also make it as easy as possible to contact you, to
Yeah,
buy from you, as easy as possible. Like you said, like whenever you can put information on your website or somewhere else, so they can find it,
yeah.
and they don't have to actually call you or something. So just make it easy for them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Yeah.
with our websites, we like to make sure that people have free choices.
Mm-hmm.
One, some people like to read about you to make their decision. Some people like to email you questions because they've got a moment spare and they'll wait for the reply.
Mm-hmm.
Then others say, I don't care, I don't want to read anything, I just want to speak to someone to
Yes.
find out, can you do this? And if you say no, don't think of it as letting them down. You've actually helped them because they can move on and continue their search.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's difficult to actually contact you, then by the time they do get in touch with you, they're more frustrated than anything.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so that's why it's either read, email, or speak to you,
Yes.
and
Yes.
have that.
Different, yes, different types of people.
Yeah, yeah. I had a client who complained that he kept, you know, he's trying to do his work and everyone kept ringing him. And I said, well, you've got a big call button on in the middle of your homepage. So
Yes.
remove it and control the process.
Yeah. Yeah. Put there a form or something,
Yeah,
email.
yeah. Yeah, you don't have to have things there because an expert told you you needed to have all of this.
Yes.
No, you control. Don't let other people control your process.
Yes. A lot of things like are just basic logic,
Yeah.
and we just don't want to. We are just lazy to think about it.
Yeah, and like you say, basic logic is
Mm.
sometimes people try to be too clever with their words and their explanation of how they can help people,
Mm-hmm.
and all that does is create confusion.
Yes.
You know, so if you simplify it, then it's easier for the person to go, okay, yes, they can help me.
Yeah, exactly. Just simple, clever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple and clever.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. Big words don't make you Einstein.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Well, thank you. I think I don't have any more questions.
Okay.
Um.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So when you look at someone's LinkedIn profile,
Mhm.
what are the three main things that you look at?
First impression, like, do I get what they do? Like, first second, is it clear in first second I saw the profile? Is it clear what they do? That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And if not, like, we have to improve it.
Yeah.
We have to- Second thing, button. Do they have a button leading to their website? Or do they have some kind of call to action under their profile picture?
Yeah.
And then I actually read about you section. Yeah. If it's clear, if it's readable. Because sometimes people also, like you said, they are overthinking, and they put a lot of, I don't want to say trash, but
I know what you mean. Fluffery.
yeah, I don't know how to say it in English.
Yeah.
more sophisticated.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Nobody wants to read about actually nobody is interested in like what you are doing. They're interested in how you can solve their problem.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. So they have to say it, they have to say it in about it section. They should say more about how they can actually help to solve problems rather than what they actually do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I understand that it's difficult because
Mhm.
you've got to try and think for all the different types of people that go to your LinkedIn profile or any profile. And yes, some people want to know how many kids you have and are you a family person or whatever. And then others are looking at, okay, so can this person help me?
Mhm.
Then what you've got to do is think to yourself, well, which one of those is my ideal customer?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think the second one.
yeah, yeah, which one's my ideal customer? So
Uh-huh.
that's who you have to relate to, and that's who you
Mhm.
have to make sure that your profile speaks to them and they understand it.
Yeah,
Because you can't please everybody.
yeah,
But
exactly. That's a very good point. And you can also put like personal stuff there because it's more relatable, of course, when you put out there the content about whatever your family, how did you get into business and more personal stuff.
yeah,
So you get more relatable with people, but it shouldn't be like on the first
yeah,
sight,
yeah, yeah, that's it. They need to know what you can do for them, and then then they'll read more to see whether or not they should trust you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And probably those personal things are more about trust,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
build trust with people. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's all.
Okay.
I don't have any more questions. Yeah, I think we covered everything. Like what I wanted to discuss with you was SEO on LinkedIn, AI search, and the future with AI. I'm thinking also about. Can you tell me? Do you have a lot of clients now? Are they asking you about this AI thing, like AI search and everything? Are they asking you about that? Your
Most,
clients right now?
I think a lot of people are sort of saying, well, is AI going to take over
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
marketing space?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the thing is, it's again, because there are people out there who don't trust technology. You know, there are some clients I speak to, they hate technology. They're hands-on people and they like to do their job. They just know that, you know, they have to tick certain boxes online, so they get somebody else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, to use AI, you've got to understand prompts. You've got to understand how to ask the right question,
Mm-hmm.
because it's good, but it will only answer your question. So if you've asked a question that's not right, you're not
Yeah.
going to get the right answer.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, people say, oh, you know, I've been looking at different tools, and everywhere now is talking about this AI tool, this AI. AI is very good at the end result,
Mm-hmm.
but like anything, a Maserati with no engine won't get you anywhere.
Yes.
Okay, so I myself have invested in tools in the past, and they're really, the end result is fantastic, what they promise, but
Mm-hmm.
you've got to know how to put it all together and give it all the information it needs.
Yeah. Exactly. And that I'm interested in this one. Like you said about you have to ask right questions, but on Google search, from that SEO perspective,
Yeah,
when somebody Google search, they also don't ask always right questions. And
no.
I don't want to speak about like the results they get, but about as me like a business, when I'm to be searchable, when I ask, for example, when I ask ChatGPT, find me 10 best LinkedIn specialists in Australia, how do I get AI to give them me as a result?
Um, so when you think about Google as a child,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yeah.
so the only way when Google started, you'd have to say LinkedIn specialist, okay,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and because it knew, as it got older, it realized that people spoke differently, people thought differently, people asked the same question in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it records all of these search terms that people have put in. Someone special with LinkedIn, you
Yes.
know,
Okay.
and Google records that. So Google's got a much larger database of the different keywords people use. So when you're doing SEO
Mm-hmm.
in the back end, you're putting certain positive keywords and key phrases, okay? And because if somebody does search specialist in LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to start coming up,
Yes.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
But with AI, what happens is it has to be educated on some of the keywords and key phrases that
Mm-hmm.
aren't the obvious key phrases to
Mm-hmm.
find a LinkedIn specialist.
Okay.
Okay, so if we take a step back and remember that when AI or Google, anyone searches, it is spanning online, and that's why if you want to be found as the go-to,
Mm-hmm.
then one, remember that a lot of people like dealing local.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so make sure location has been taken care of, that you've let people know the area. You don't, if you work from home and you haven't got an office there, that's fine, but make sure that people understand, or the online world understands your location and the services that you offer.
Mm-hmm.
Constant engagement means that you're doing your best to try and help people.
Yes.
And that's what not only Google, but that's what them search engines look for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you just sort of put it out there, I'm a LinkedIn specialist,
Mm-hmm.
and expect people to just find you, well, Google needs proof on what makes you a specialist. So
Okay.
the more information, the blogs, and not
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
sales posts, but you know what I mean, just putting out there tips and tricks for people.
Yes.
That's when you find your ranking will increase, because it's not how much money you spend online, it's more about how much information you're providing to others.
Yes. So the most important thing is to put more and more information, relevant information about yourself, because
Yeah.
that's how AI also works.
Yeah.
Like it searches information online about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it is online. But yeah, it searches information out there about you. So more there is, the better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Doesn't like help when it doesn't help when you have like, I'm the best LinkedIn specialist in Australia. When I put it on LinkedIn, it doesn't like help with
no,
searches. Yeah.
no, and no, because you've got, it's like anything.
Mhm.
If you say search for Julian Price, what
Mhm.
happens is it'll bring up every Julian Price that it knows,
Yeah.
because we like to think that we're the only one, but no, we're not.
Yeah.
So it's the same as businesses. If you say I want a LinkedIn specialist, there are lots of people out there that class themselves as a LinkedIn specialist.
Yeah.
Okay, and some of them do it just for lead generation.
Mhm.
Okay, so when you look at that point of difference, and that's why you look at the competition, you're right. The more information you put out there, the easier LinkedIn's going to say, hold on, this is Simona.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's where you'll start pushing yourself up.
Yeah. That's why posting on LinkedIn is also important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because what they forget is you may be putting it online on LinkedIn, but
Yeah.
you are putting it online.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All connected. Yeah. That's the point I wanted to work to.
yeah. No, that's it. You're putting it online, so the more information, the easier people are going to be able to find and separate you from the rest.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I asked AI who is Julian Price, and it's there. Julian Price is an Australian-based online profile strategist and director at Web3 Digital. So very good.
Thank you.
It found you.
Yeah, see? But it's true. If you were to post things throughout your LinkedIn career and never mention your first name,
Mm-hmm.
then no one's going to put the two together.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, it's the source of this is LinkedIn, actually. So,
Yeah.
yeah, not Facebook, not YouTube, but
No,
LinkedIn. Yeah,
no, that's it. It's
yeah.
push the one that means, as I said, the one that connects more with the people you're trying to attract.
Yes.
Yeah. Not many of my people are going to the decision makers. Not many of them are going to go to TikTok to see if they can see me doing a funny dance.
Yes. But you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Watch this space.
All righty.
Thank you, sir. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh.
Thank you.